What's up, traders? It's your boy Vincent, aka Vin Boss, and I'm here to deal with you today with this week's weekly Forex forecast. And as always, we do start with the DXY. And with the DXY traders, I am looking for a bullish bias to the upside. Remember, last week I was looking for a buying opportunity, and we did make that 1:20 from here up until here, and it was a fantastic move to the upside. If you did miss it, maybe you will catch this week's move. Excuse me. And with that being said, before we get to this, I want us to remember that before the week start, on last week's weekly forex forecast, we were looking for a bullish catalyst. We were looking for the market to come from here and move to the upside, which is exactly what the market has done. But before anything else, let's go straight to last week's weekly forex forecast and see what the DXY did. Now, traders, this is what it is like being in the real account traders community. With that being said, we are now buying from this. This is this week. Last week, this is why we made money, and we made money with the DXY and the effects of the war continuing. And Trump already continues with his war, and that would be beneficial for the dollar because it is a safe haven currency. In terms of news like this, or in terms of catalysts like this, traders tend to move their money into the safe hands, which is the dollar. And this is the move to the upside that I'm expecting. I'm not looking for any selling opportunities. The only time that I personally would be looking for any selling opportunities would be if we break below here and continue to the downside. Until then, this is still a great place to look for buying opportunities, and this also is still very favorable to be looking at buying opportunities to the upside. The 95.25, the 97.25, which is the monthly liquidity, will be a great place to look for buying opportunity also. So let's go over to the currencies and see what they have in store for us. So kicking off the currency pairs with the euro and the dollar, very similar to the DXY, we did make that 1:20 risk to reward ratio. And with that being said, this was a beautiful sell setup, or a beautiful sell signal to the downside, that we did take from here to here, and we did take profit. Now, with that being said, let's see what we did, or how we came up with this, or let's see the signal that actually took place on last week's weekly forex forecast. Now, this shows you that this is definitely not luck. We know what we are doing. I've been doing this for over 7 years now. I've I've been doing the same thing for over 7 years. That's what we should be doing. Trading should be boring. It should not be exciting, because if it is exciting, you change various strategies, you don't stick to the same one, and you lose confidence over time. Now, what do I expect? Because we've won now from this, I want to see myself, I want to see this kind of A, B, C correction, and a continuation to the downside to break out structure, or to make that 1:20 risk to reward ratio on the euro and the dollar. So with that being said, let's go straight to the pound and the dollar. And traders, with the pound and the dollar, very simply put, what we wanted to see last week was a retest and then a continuation to the downside to break out January's low, which we did, of course, from here. But before I explain further, let's go and see what the weekly forex forecast had in store. Now, traders, that's exactly what happened. We did break the January low. February low was already here, and we did break it, and then we did break it to the downside, which gives us more of the reason to believe that we are now in a pullback to retest this 14-day liquidity right here at 1.3449, and then look for bearish opportunities to continue to the downside right here to break low, or aim for that 1:20 risk 1:20 risk to reward ratio. If you don't know how to take these trading signals, please make sure that you join us with the real account traders community. Here, all you have to do in order for you to register and fund to join us is register your account with our exclusive Exness link. The link will be left in the video description below, and verify your account details. Fund the minimum of $100 or even more if you want to enjoy more profits. Send proof of registration to me in Telegram, in which my Telegram link is t.me/Vinboss free signal. That Vinboss is written VINNBOSS free signals. Now, after you do that, you come back to me, you send proof to me, and automatically you will be added to the winning crew. Now, this is the pound and the dollar. Let's go over to the US dollar and the Japanese yen to see what happened, what we were forecasting, and what happened during the week. The US dollar Japanese yen was, of course, one of the best currencies signals that we did have, of course. And given the fact that on the weekly Forex forecast, the last week on Sunday, we were expecting to see this go to the upside to make 1:20, just like the euro did, just like the DXY did. And we did expect to see this go up before it can go down. But before we get into what is going to happen or what is happening, let's go to the charts and see what probably happened. What was I expecting last week? As you can see, that we are now, we did exactly that. We went straight up and we broke this top right here. And as we were going to the downside like this, I was also expecting to see a buying opportunity from here for those who would have missed this, because this happened during the market open. I know in some countries and some people are sleeping at this time. So if you might have missed this one, there was an opportunity for you, and let me show you again what that opportunity meant for traders who are with us. Now, if that doesn't scream professionality, I don't know what is. We already did this right here with the weekly Forex forecast. During the daily analysis, as we were experiencing a pullback, even before it got to this level, I did mention that if we do get here, we are going to get a bounce and a continuation to the upside. Guess what did we receive? We received a very thin pin bar, which shows and which reflected that there are buying momentums coming into the market going into the week ahead. Now, going into what do I expect to see, probably what I want to see is this continue to the upside to take out our 1:20 so that we can be done for the week and be prepared to trade other currencies. But if it does happen that we do go down to do a second retest of this and then a continuation to the upside to make this double bottom kind of formation and then taking out profit, this would still be analyzed and it is still within the calculated spectrum of my strategy. If you want this strategy, it's very simple for you to get the strategy. It's still free. All you have to do is register, fund $100 under the exclusive Exness link. That link makes us keep our client intact and know who is trading serious and who is not trading serious. Now that is the US dollar and the Japanese yen for me. Let's go over to the last but not least, US dollar and the Canadian dollar. So with the US dollar and the Canadian dollar, we did have a buy here and a break even here. We did have this and a strong momentum to the downside to break out this and have a break even. We did buy from here. We did this and we had a second break even and a continuation to the downside. Remember, I warned everybody else with the US dollar and the Canadian dollar last week that it might be bearish and a strong bearish to the downside with the weekly forex forecast. And let's see what I said on that video of the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. Do you see what I'm talking about? This all happened in 1 week. We are not yet below this monthly break of structure from February. Now, what do I expect to see from this? I expect to see a bounce from here and start making higher highs to the upside if the dollar persists and remain bullish to the upside. But this one, in short, is not my favorite. Why is it? Excuse me. Why is it not my favorite? Because the Canadian dollar is stronger than the US dollar. This is the strength of the Canadian dollar. This is the strength of the US dollar. And overall, on these currencies, I am bullish on the US dollar against a basket of other currency pairs. But in within our real account traders community, we made money with CAD Japanese yen, we made money with Aussies Japanese yen, and I'm going to start showing you guys the signals from the real account traders community from next week. And with that being said, what do I expect to see from this currency pair? Very simple. I would like to see this making higher highs and higher lows uh, to make this a very fantastic buying opportunity to the upside. This is what I want to see. But if we don't, and we particularly get something like a break to the downside, I am no longer interested in buying the dollar against the Canadian dollar. I would wait this one out and maybe wait for the week after to see what the market has done or what the market has placed itself or situated itself inside. So for those who like watching these videos, please make sure you like, you subscribe, and you join the Telegram channel because I'm sure this channel is helping a lot of traders to see what we have in store for us. So that is it from me, Vincent. I will see you traders inside during the week analyzing, and that's it. Thank you and happy trading beautiful traders.